So on today's episode, we're going to discuss. God damn it! God damn it! This is what I get for trying to launch into something. Okay, you said you wanted to discuss wine 5 seconds before we started recording. You wanted to discuss wine, and then you couldn't remember. You said it was the greatest topic ever, and you couldn't remember what it was you wanted to talk about regarding wine.
Lost to the annals of time.
Isn't it annals?
Depends how much you express it.
Anal glands. Lost to the anal glands of time. Okay, so then we're going to talk about fun and the idea of fun.
I put the F-U in fun.
I don't think fun is real. I think it's something that is just made up in your head. Like you do something and then dopamine just floods your brain and you think, oh, that was fun. But I don't think fun is real. Anyway, Wikipedia says fun is defined by the Oxford English Dictionary as lighthearted pleasure.
Why not just go to the dictionary? Why go to Wikipedia?
Shut up. As lighthearted pleasure, enjoyment, or amusement, boisterous joviality, or merrymaking, entertainment. So that's fun. And I don't know if I've ever had fun. Have you had fun?
Oh, absolutely.
Doing what?
Let me see. Go-karting? That's fun.
That's pretty fun. I take it back.
Okay. We did it. We solved fun.
No, but it's weird, though. It's something that requires a certain amount of effort, but it can't be too hard or else it stops being fun. But you still have to exert yourself to a certain amount in order to make an effort, in order to get a good result from it, and then say that was fun. Like if you're playing like Street Fighter and you lose 300 times in a row, that's not fun. But if you lose maybe, 50% of the time, 75% of the time, 25% of the time, the threshold is different for each person. At some point they go, that was fun.
Fun exists as a mindset. Fun's just a blanket term for, as you said, merriment, joviality, enjoyment. It encapsulates all of that and lets you have, fun is a spectrum, right? Like people have fun doing heinous shit, right? Like, oh, that was fun. Oh, I love that, like bad stuff.
That's
then
true.
Other people have fun, other people have fun just pushing themselves to the extreme. Like people were like, I did a fucking, 200K. That was fun for me. Like, so, it's a spectrum, like, and intention matters. What are you doing in those 300 straight loss matches? Is the objective that you are getting incrementally better? Do you want to be better, or do you want to just like play and be frustrated? Because if you have the tolerance to go 300 matches that are winless, you're clearly in it for something else.
That's a great point. To be honest, I really hadn't thought about this that hard. Everything that you've said, even though this was my idea to discuss, and we were going to talk about it last week, but we didn't record last week. I've had a whole week plus the amount of time I'd said before last week. I've had a whole week to gather my thoughts on this, and I failed miserably.
Well, that was fun.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed that. I'm glad you found that funny. Funny is like derived from fun, or fun is derived from funny. I'm not sure which, but
yeah, it's where fun bends
at the knee. That's good. That's good. Fun is hinged. So I'm having fun watching the new season of The Witcher. I have always had fun watching The Witcher. I have always had fun watching The Witcher. I do not like The Witcher. I do not like this television series at all. I'm watching the 4th season. I've watched every episode up to this point, and I do not think it's a good show. You can tell it wants to be good so badly. It wants to be good badly. It just can't live up to Game of Thrones, no matter how hard it tries. And I think it's ultimately because of the writing. I'm basically hate watching The Witcher. Some of the writing is really bad. I'm going to give you some examples of bad writing. Here's an example. Remember, this is sort of a medieval feeling, sort of Old English type show. You'd think the dialogue would be a little more flowery, a little more antiquated.
Well, it's based on Russian novels.
No, Polish.
Polish, I meant.
You'd think there'd be a little more floweriness, a little more antiquated. So here's an example of a line in The Witcher. What the fuck? So that's a line from The Witcher. Here's another
Shakespeare
one.
couldn't have wrote it any better.
Yeah. I'm too high for this. That's another one. This is scary as shit. And finally, a person says, fuck you. And the reply is, not me, you. So that, I think, is really good writing. Oh, also, in season 1, Geralt said, fuck. He was about to get in a fight. Instead of saying, blast it, gods be damned, he just said, fuck. And I thought that was really bad. Also, this main character was becoming like part of a band of thieves. Their slogan is, I serve no master, I have no family, I am a rat.
Sick.
Yeah, but like, compare it to like Night's Watch Oath in Game of Thrones, which is like, night gathers and now my watch begins. It shall not end until my death. I shall take no wife, hold no lands, father no children. I shall wear no crowns and win no glory. I shall live and die at my post, blah, 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 blah. And then compare it to...
longer, and they have honor.
Yeah, but compare it to, I serve no master, I have no family, I am a rat. There's just something unpoetic about that.
What's your take? How would you spice that up? How would you poeticize that?
I would have at least continued the poetry on a little bit. I shall serve no master, I shall have no family. I shall move in darkness.
But that's not their code. The code isn't, I'm not going to do that. The code is, I don't.
Shut up, Tyler. God damn it. You're right.
I will say it's weird. Generally, rats have families.
Look, I'm just unhappy that I got a little pushback from you and I have no retort whatsoever. Okay?
Welcome to the podcast.
And now I don't know where to go from this because you made a couple of valid points and I honestly didn't do my homework enough on The Witcher. But it is something I enjoy to dislike very much.
I always enjoy to say, I'm a Witcher, baby, so why don't you kill me?
Well, there are a lot of people trying to kill this character, The Witcher, in this show. So that does work out.
If I become a trivia master, I'm definitely going to be Geralt of Trivia, obviously.
That's pretty good. Main character's name is Geralt of Rivia. You be Geralt of Trivia. That's better than anything I've said in the past 12 minutes.
Well, luckily it's been 13.
13 minutes. When I looked at the clock, it said 12:57, so I just rounded down, as you do. So
I hate that about society. Guys, if it's $3.99, it's $4, okay? It's that $3. Can we please get to round numbers? Stop being stupid. Thank you.
I do think it should be like 95. It should be increments of 5 so that we don't have to deal with pennies at the very least. Don't they want to phase out the penny? And by they, I mean, I don't know who they are, but there's been vague discussion online about phasing out the penny.
Everyone but the copper zinc lobby.
Yeah. What happens when you phase out the penny? Like, there's probably billions of dollars in pennies out there. Do they all just not become valid?
No, they're still good. They just don't make any more. They just stop making them. And then eventually they all just go into the sea, like car batteries.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because everyone's just going to throw, well, I don't need pennies. And they're going to go into the little grates and then out through the river. And then they're going to fucking be at sea. And the fish are going to make a copper mountain. A penny palace. I am a rat.
I am a rat. A copper mountain, a penny palace. I am a rat. But I'm a rat really does sound like, that sounds like ending it way too soon, doesn't it? What is it? There's something inelegant about it. That's what I was trying to say. You were saying.
There are so many aspects to rats. Like, if you're a rat, that is another word for like a snitch. So how can you even like have a gang? Everyone's just fucking gonna snitch on everybody. That's like, it should be like, I am nimble-fingered, can slip under doors. I'm a rat.
Right. Yeah, like, I am the lowest of the low. I have no honor. I obey no moral code. I serve no master. I have no family.
It should be I am a roach. They probably had roaches back then, right?
They probably, I mean, it's a fantasy timeline, but I think roach is the name of...
Oh, the horse.
Geralt's horse, yeah.
I'd say roaches, they're low, they creep everyone out, but they're super resilient and like death proof. So I think that's a pretty good like.
Here's another problem with the show is that the lighting is oftentimes
blue.
Not good. It's not blue. It's just very sort of flat. sometimes everything's bathed in shadow. Other times it's just kind of flat. And it just feels like at any moment it's going to turn into like a fantasy porno. This is the setup for some kind of pornographic feature. That's what it feels like. That's how kind of cheap it feels sometimes. Even though you can see that they put a lot of money into it, it just doesn't feel right. Something feels off. Game of Thrones felt more organic. It felt dirtier. The lighting wasn't always perfect, although it was perfect, but although some of the episodes were really dark. I thought I had so much more to say about fun and The Witcher. And you gave me some very reasonable counter arguments that I have no real rebuttal toward. So
let's go back to wine. Let's consider it. Consider the vine about wine.
What about wine exactly? Here's the thing, you couldn't remember what you were going to talk about with wine. So I'm one step ahead in that sense. At least I knew what I was going to talk about, even if it all fell apart upon contact with air, basically. I thought I was going to have this funny rant about how, The Witcher doesn't make any sense, but it just kind of fell flat. So wine. What about wine? I don't like wine. I have no palate for it whatsoever. I'm a beer person.
Grapes.
What about
Crazy,
grapes?
right?
Yeah.
Squish them, mash them, put them in a stew.
Sort of, yeah. Come on, dude.
I don't know. I looked at a bottle. I was like, oh, no, I looked at a box. No, I looked.
Oh, God. I don't even remember what you looked at to prompt the thought that you forgot you had.
It was definitely wine related.
Well, yes. I looked at a bottle. No, it was a buck. Well, this was what happens. We go 1 week without recording and we're just rusty as hell. That's the problem. It has nothing to do with the fact that I did not really come prepared to this, even though I thought I came prepared, and that you really did not come prepared to this. And yet we're able to hold up much better against me in my arguments. Anyway, my family likes wine. My sister likes wine. My mom and dad like wine. My sister's boyfriend, fiance, is huge into wine. He loves wine. And he often orders it for the table when we go to restaurants and stuff like that. Like, he knows what to get.
Look, I know what to get. I have no money. Look, I go to grocery outlet for my wine. I'm paying $7 a bottle, something like that. If I'm feeling extravagant, I'll get a port for like 16 or something. But you can find good wine on the cheap.
Sure.
One of my friends actually went to Trader Joe's and tried every single wine that was $5 or less. This was when the pandemic hit. They had time. Yeah. Found some gems.
When I worked at Trader Joe's, they used to have wine samplings in the back. It was really interesting. They'd just for employees, they would have food samplings and wine samplings to be
you got to be able to know what the products are.
Yeah, it was great. It was cool. I was like, this is interesting. So now we can tell them, the people who are shopping there, hey, this was all right. Although, I still knew nothing about
that one's bad. Fucking
yeah.
These are all bad. I hate them.
Yeah, this $2 Chuck right here. See what I'm holding right here? This is trash. It's trash. Do not buy it. That's how I dealt with customers. With all the other wine, I'd be like, I have no idea because I don't drink wine. They just asked me to put the wine up on the shelves. Erroneously, I think, because they should reasonably expect that if you are putting up the wine up on the shelves, people will ask you your opinions on the wine.
You make it up like everybody does. It's very effervescent. Notes of root and and if you open it up, it says family.
It says family? Is that from something?
I don't know, Fast and Furious. He's a Corona guy, though. Oh, one of my least favorite lines is like Kurt Russell's like, I have a nice fucking keg of some Bavarian bullshit or something. Is like, Dom's like, nah, you keep that. I'm a Corona man.
Bavarian bullshit does sound like a high-quality beer from a microbrewery.
Absolutely. It's a hazy IPA, though.
Exactly. This is the third year we are brewing batches of our latest brew, the Bavarian bullshit. And we hope you all enjoy it as much this year as you did the last 2 years.
Thank you for acting out.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, that was a good usage of time. That was a great use of time just now me saying those words in that order. Even as I was saying them, I was like, "What am I doing?"
Hey,
What
you
am I
powered through though, and that's resilience.
I powered through in the event that it could be edited into something. That's professional. Is you power through it knowing it could come together in the edit, even if while recording it is Bavarian bullshit.
Just edit every other word; it'll be something.
It'll make more sense that way. That's for sure.
I just had a delicious Japanese whiskey last night. The bottle has some hands, and it's called like Polite, and it's basically like looks like it says, "Please drink this."
It's called Polite.
Should I get it?
Sure, why not?
Be right back. Blow your nose.
Today's nose blow is brought to you by the air in Los Angeles the last week or so has been atrocious and it's been bothering my nose tremendously. So today's nose blow is brought to you by all the smog in the air. Cool.
Let me see. Can I get less light on here?
There you go. I get the idea.
Please enjoy rich aroma and mellow taste. It asks you to do that.
Did you?
I did. Yeah. It's a very light one too. That's why I had to get it, because it was a different color than all the others.
You had to get it just because it was a different color?
Yeah. Kind of has like piss vibes.
Nothing more appetizing than piss. You know, it's interesting. There is like a group of people who believe like piss drinking is good, like urine therapy, drinking your pee is healthy. And I just think like you don't want to be wrong about that, because if it's nothing, if it doesn't do anything for you, then you've just been drinking your own urine for no fucking reason.
The placebo effect will nullify any embarrassment these people feel, I'm sure.
But I just wouldn't be able to look at myself in the mirror even. If at any point it just sort of dawned on me that, say I'd been drinking pee for 20 years, it eventually dawned on me that I was like, oh, this does nothing. I'm anti-vax, but I'm happy to drink my own pee, you know, that sort of.
Well, the good thing is that you would have figured it out, and there's a new life on the other side of that.
Yes, but
some people just going to keep drinking that piss, and they'll do it in denial, and then that's a bad state to be in.
It's an American state to be in.
Not only are you drinking piss, but you're doing it out of spite unto yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sunk cost. You've already drunk your own pee for so long. You've sunk that cost in pee. Man, for such a completely unusable episode, it went by pretty quick. That was another piss-filled episode of This Is Unusable. Thank you so much for pissing.
I've been Tyler Martin, which I never said realistically.
I'm Ben Steinberg. Drink your own pee.
Lemon lime.
I wish it was. If it was lemon lime flavored, I'd drink that for sure.